Hey everybody, welcome back. How's it going tonight? How's everyone doing? Well, we are back with another episode of Resident Evil HD. Before we get into it, I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you for watching this on VOD. Thank you everyone. And as I'm going to start doing the little plug thingies of, I got the socials right here. They're in my bio. Follow me for latest updates, random thoughts, funny clips, what have you. Just, hang out. But we're getting back into Resident Evil HD. Now, last time we played, sorry about that, I just had to turn something off real quick. Sorry. Makes for great radio. Alright. There we go. Last time we played, we did some stuff in some caves, used some cranks, killed a giant spider, nearly got killed by said giant spider, played Ring Around the Rosie with Alicia, did some extreme backtracking, dealt with not one, but two of Barry's sudden but inevitable betrayals. We watched Lisa yeet herself off a cliff, and we put some metals into a fountain to get to the lab. On this episode, hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be getting out of that lab, and we'll be finishing up Resident Evil HD, at least Joe's campaign. Tune in next time for the start to Chris's. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. As always, if there's anything wrong with the audio or anything like that, just let me know in chat. If you just want to put up a quick little hi in chat, go for it. But let's get a move on. What do we need? Do we need anything? I actually think we are good for the time being. Let's go ahead and explore the laboratory and see some of the, this place is not good in terms of how you should keep a laboratory. I'm not a scientist. I know a couple people who are scientists or science adjacent kind of people, and I feel like no experiment is ever helped by it being dingy, dank, and dark. But we find ourselves another Mo disc. We'll get to what those do in a little bit. And as always, I'm not going to bother burning any of these corpses. I'll just deal with them when they come back. It's easier, in my opinion. Speaking of dealing with it, it throws me off a little bit that the shotgun in this game isn't the instant headshot machine that it should be. You know? I know there's another one in here. I can hear him. Oh, there he is. There we go. Alright. This room is slightly secure. I say slightly because, well, they'll come back. But we have a Dutch angle and big old lock door here with a bunch of buttons and switches. That'll be important in a little bit. We have a lock door here. Inexplicably locked. Doesn't really tell us anything about it, just it's locked. And we have the only open door around, really. And we're going to get to my personal favorite part. Reading. Researcher's letter. Off to a great start. Researcher's letter. My dearest... June 8th, 1998. My dearest Ada. By the time you read this, I will no longer be the person you once knew. The results of my test came out today, and as I suspected, it came out positive. I feel like I'm teetering on the edge of reason, just thinking about my impending doom. I would give anything to have to become one of them. To not have... That is written in a way. I would give anything not to have to become one of them. As far as I know, you are not infected. I sincerely hope things do not reach just a desperate pass. But if it has turned out that you are now the last person remaining alive, I want you to get material from the visual data room. Then activate the self-destruct system in the power room and escape from here. Please do everything in your power to make this whole accident public. If everything is still running normally, you should be able to release all the locks using the security system. I've set up the terminal in the small security room so that you can log into the system using my name and your name as the password. You will need another password to release the lock of the door in the basement. Level 2. In basement level 2, where the visual data room is located. As a safety measure, I have coded that password into an X-ray picture. Alright, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not even going to try to approach that word. I know you, and I'm not sure you will be able to work it out. I know you, and I'm sure you will be able to work it out without any trouble. There's just one more thing, and it's my last request. I hope you never have to lay eyes on me in this state. But if you happen to run into me in my hideous form, I beg you put me out of my misery. I hope you understand. Thank you, Ada. Yours truly, John. John? Ada? So, this was originally the one of two real connections in Resident Evil 2 from this game. Not this one particularly, the original. Was that John was a researcher, Ada, who you meet in Leon's campaign, was his girlfriend, and who was looking for him. A memo on the message board catches your attention. There's something scrawled on the notepad. To use the electronic door, place the initials in alphabetical order. So you have to pick up these, and we'll get to that in a second. But Ada was one of the two characters directly referenced in this game, or tangentially referenced in this game to cross over into the sequel. The first being Claire Redfield, who was a replacement of Elijah Walker from Resident Evil 2.5. And alright, we have GH. And Clark David. Well, they changed from 2.5 Elijah Walker to Claire Redfield to make it congruous between the games so that you had some kind of attachment from a character in the first game to the second, making Claire Chris's brother. Or Chester. All right. Wow, that orange color on my camera, hold up. Like, with the blue light, ooh. So, we have the colon, the esophagus, the liver, and the lungs. They spell out the word cell. That's essentially what this puzzle is getting at. It's telling you to put the x-rays in order of their name, and the highlighted organs initials will spell out the password. And you enter that as a secondary password. So we have three things to enter: John, Ada, and Shell. So now we're going to mosey on to the only other open door right now, which is this one here. But it's interesting that they felt like they needed to add... Ooh, Magnum rounds. They needed to add something to connect the two games. So they put Claire as Claire, which makes sense, you know. No, we don't take those. And Ada became Leon's side character. In the original, she was looking for her boyfriend John. That was her whole conceit for being in Raccoon City, from Chicago, I think. Whereas in the remake they switch it up, and Ada's now a secret agent, or still a spy, but like faking being a Fed. I don't know. V-Act researchers note: there's now evidence when the host loses consciousness, the body goes into a dormant state. During this time, the virus becomes active and rapidly transforms and reconstructs the basic composition of the body. The host eventually mutated into a humanoid creature. We call them V-Acts. Its speed and amazing muscular development are particularly noteworthy after the transformation. It becomes more agile and aggressive. Already 4 of our researchers died from trying to feed it, turning the place into an instant bloodbath. Ever since this tragic and barbaric accident, we have decided to call its kind Crimson Heads. That dangerous and precocious prototype specimen can't be left there. We have to figure out a way to deal with it. Termination is definitely not an option. We decided to freeze the specimen and confine its body inside the basement of the backyard cemetery. That is a note describing a monster we fought in part 1. Or 2. But we have this computer terminal where you just type in John as the username and Ada as a password, because password security is not a thing at Umbrella. And we can unlock things. B3 we can unlock outright. That's that little room off next to the one where we did the puzzle. And then we have B2, which, because we did that puzzle, we know the answer is cell. That L really looked like a J to me for a moment, and it kind of threw me off. Made myself a little cocktail for this. It's a modification of a White Russian using rum, generally known as a White Cuban. It is very good. I've been really into White Russians, White Cubans, drinks like that a little bit lately. But we're gonna jog across here and go check out that room on this floor. So there's one specific thing we need in it real quick. And I do have the appropriate thing to use in there. So we're gonna get us some flame rounds. The slide cartridge. And yep. A little friend standing right there. Facts. To Sanitation Division, Attention Manager of Sanitation from Raccoon Disaster Contingency Committee. The contents of this fax are confidential and intended for the named addressee only. Any copying or disclosure of the contents of this fax to any third party is strictly forbidden by sender. After reading the contents of this fax, it must be destroyed immediately. We expect significant increase in the damage done by the recent T-virus outbreak than initially estimated. There are several concerns. First concern: more than half of the researchers have been infected by the T-virus and died. It has also been reported that almost all of the survivors of this accident are starting to show symptoms of the T-virus infection. Second concern, our secret security patrol team has also been completely eradicated. Therefore, our most secret resource is in danger of public disclosure. Quick actions are demanded to prevent mass media coverage. Third concern, there is a high probability that most of the specimens are running loose inside the compound. We expect many casualties to follow. However, yet unfortunate, these casualties underscore the successes of our research results. Actions must be taken to prevent our research results from being made public. We suspect the first official intervention will come from the state police and STARS. We strongly recommend taking measures against them first. So, umbrella security protocols are kind of garbage all the way around, because we found that email, but we found a GameCube. So, the reason I say it's a GameCube is because in the original GameCube release of this, it looked like a GameCube. They took out the open top and the buttons on top to make it look less like a GameCube when it was released later on. But it was meant to look like a GameCube, and I think that's kind of funny to me. A security passcode transmission device. If you had a MODISC, you could transmit the passcode to the system. We have a MODISC. It annoys me that it's the middle one. Transmitting the passcode seems to have unlocked something. So yeah, we've unlocked the passcode. And over here we have, there seems to be something behind this sturdy door. Open it. Nope. It's a fuel system. We'll deal with that in a little bit. But we'll grab these ink ribbons and head on back up to the second floor, or first floor. B2? Up. We're gonna go up. But yeah, don't bother wasting time going and hitting all those levers every time you use a MODISC. Do it all at once. Thought I heard something. Yeah, it's just easy to deal with them when they get up. That's why I don't bother burning their bodies. But we're gonna dump off a bunch of crap we don't need. Like these here handgun rounds, these magnum rounds, these flame rounds, and the ink ribbon. And we are good for the moment. Let's go explore the visual data room, which sounds boring as all hell. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds real boring. I always felt like the lab part of this game was real short. Like, I'm taking my time, I'm reading things and all. If you don't do that, you can kind of burn through all of this real fast. But a couple things in here. We have the final MODISC. We have some shotgun shells. We have a map or protocols. Security protocols. Level 1. Heliport for executive use only. This restriction does not does not apply in the event of an emergency. Basement level 1. Passes to the heliport. Entry is prohibited unless accompanied by a consultant, researcher, or the chief of security. Unauthorized persons entering the heliport will be shot on sight. Elevator. The elevator stops during emergencies. Basement level 2. Visual data room. For use by the Special Research Division only, all other access to the visual data room must be cleared with Keith Irving, room manager. Basement level 3. Prison Sanitation Division. Controls Controls the use of the prison. At least one consultant researcher, E. Smith, S. Ross, A. Wesker, must be present if viral use is authorized. Triple lock door. Entry into the room is limited to the sole person who deactivates the lock with all of the passcodes, accessing the exclusive output terminals located in each section of the senior research. Each section of the senior researchers deactivates the lock. That's written weird. Power room. In this room, nitro compound is used as a primary fuel source of power. Access is limited to headquarters supervisors. This restriction may not apply to consultant researchers with special authorization. Passcode output terminals. Use and access of the output terminals is limited to authorized senior researchers. Basement level 4. Regarding the progress of Tyrant. After the administration of T-Virus. It's illegible hereafter. So there was a bit of a big drop in that note. Something kind of important. We got a map. But it was something kind of important. A. Wesker sounds real familiar, doesn't it? Let's view some slides. Maybe that'll give us some clarity. Umbrella Bioorganic Weapon Official Report. MA-39, Cerberus. FI-03, Neptune. MA-121, Hunter. T-002, Tyrant. Bioorganics Research Group Development Staff. The guy on the right looks real familiar, doesn't he? I feel like I've seen him before. And then we have a barcode. You know, there's a slide projector. We have some slide cartridges. These are all red colored slides inside with nothing on it. Almost like a filter. Let's go ahead and use those. I'm not going to reread it, but hop through. Oh my god, it's Wesker. And we have a code, 8462. Now, I noticed this little keypad over here. Let's try that on there. 462. That seems to have done a thing. It opened a overly complex door in this room for some reason. But in here is the main goal of what we're looking for right now. The laboratory key. And we also have an editing bay. Some sort of image editing equipment. Looks like you use it to view Kenneth's film. View the film? Let's go ahead and take a look.
Get away from me! No! Hey! No!
That didn't go well for Kenneth. He also didn't hit a thing. Yeah, that literally the first thing you encounter in this game when you go and see the zombie eating Kenneth and get the tape off of him. You don't get the payoff for that till the very end of the game. You've probably forgotten you even did that at this point. But we have a shiny new key and some locked doors. Go see what they go to. But yeah, I can't fathom in any which way where this looks like a decent place to work. Like, I feel like all of this is just one big pain in the ass after pain in the ass. Forgot to examine the key. It's a key for the power area. Well, that's rusted shut. You know, there's one more locked door out there. I definitely didn't confuse with the door I just clicked on. Let's go try that. There's no further use for this key. Let's discard it. Don't need a key blocking up our inventory. It's a survival horror game. Inventory management is necessary. Oh god, what is that? So here we have a... Okay. Here we have a kind of puzzle room. So yeah, there's something horrible in here. These are actually my least favorite monster in the entire Resident Evil canon. Like, these things suck. I hate them. Is there something in here? No. Okay. There's nothing in here. I don't know what I'm looking for at this point. Let's go back to this vent and see where that takes us. Okay. We're on the other side of those freestanding shelves in a segment of this room without a door. But more importantly, we have a stun battery. Now, another GameCube. Let's go ahead and insert the Mo disc. I think it's kind of cheap that they put 2 of the Mo disc in the lab for you to pick up. And the first one's all the way back in the beginning of the game. There's actually shotgun shells in there I'm going to venture over to go get. I don't know if you kind of block yourself off from getting them. If you just kind of like push that shelf. And it appears as though you do. So. I mean, realistically, you can go through this room without pushing those shelves at all. It's just a quicker way out. But doesn't really matter. You don't have to do it. You know. But now we can go into that other room. Now that we've entered the Mo disc. Run up here, and we'll check this door first. This is going to be your little, you know, this is going to be your little safe room for the area. But we got some grenade rounds, some shotgun rounds. Thought there was magnum rounds in here as well, but I could be wrong about that. Go ahead and save real quick. Because I'd rather not have to do the first half of the lab again if something happens. There's chemicals. But let's go ahead and throw that in there. And how are we doing on those? 24. I'm going to bring that with us just in case. I'm also going to bring the last Mo disc. But now we can go check out the power room. Now down that way is just a elevator. There's no power to it. I'm not going to bother walking all the way over there. Take my word for it, there's no power. But there sounds like there's creepy crawlies in here. But we're looking for this. Warning. Fuel may explode if shaken or jarred. A refueling device for the power room. It's not working right now. Because there's no fuel. Good reason for it not to work. There's an empty capsule. So, I'm going to actually take a moment, which this part kind of sucks, and I'm going to... So I hate those things. They creep me out. They're gross. They're fast. They're difficult. Like, most times, I'll use the Magnum on them. Like, around this part of the game, I stop using anything other than the Magnum. Because it ain't really worth dealing with them. We're gonna run up here, and I don't like that he hasn't risen from the dead yet. Kind of hoping he would. We're gonna go all the way back to this room right here. We're gonna refill this capsule. This part of the game slows you down. So I've been just kind of freewheeling, running around. Alright, he's not gonna get up, so I'm not concerned. You can tell by their skin. Like, I'm not just looking at them going, it's fine. You can tell by the skin, like, it shows red. But we're gonna open that, throw this capsule on in, and have the threat of blowing up until we walk all the way back to where we were. The main ingredient of this fuel appears to be a nitro compound. Running could result in a fatal explosion. So yeah, we're just gonna... walk. I think technically speaking, you can run like up to 3 steps, walk for, I think, 12, and then run for 3 more. I've heard that that's a speedrunning strategy. I'm not gonna try it. I'm not a speedrunner. I don't have that kind of a coordination. Now, if an enemy grabs you, you could explode as well. Which is why I'm making it a point to walk this way away from where that zombie is. And why I made sure I killed as many of those chimeras in that room as I could. Because you can blow up because something hit you. It is not fair, it's not fun, but it can happen. But yeah, it's just a real slow saunter back to the thing, just, you know. I'm gonna talk about something that's slightly uncomfortable in my opinion. I think they gave her too much jiggle physics in this game. Like, I get that they add that. I'm not gonna say one way or the other how, like, what I think about it, but like I think they gave her a little too much. Oh no. Ooh, I got worried for a minute, it wouldn't let me use it. So now we can run again. But we're back. But yeah, like, let me know what you think. I think they did a little too much on it. But let's go on through the power room. We have 2 more power rooms to get through. And I can hear one of those things. But we have another and our final GameCube over here. I keep waiting. I hear it dial, and I keep waiting for it to make like the logging on internet sound that no younger people know. Like, it's just not a thing that people younger than me. She's children. Back in my day, You wanted to get on the internet, you had to dial into a phone line. Maybe it's been a long time since I played on normal. I don't remember a shotgun being this effective against them. Like, I remember the shotgun giving me way more trouble fighting these things. But I'm not gonna complain about it, but, you know. They're so gross. The lab's big old self-destruct system. I can never remember which terminal it is. I almost always end up going to that one. But we have powered up. But we have powered up the elevator. I feel like the game is a little loud. There we go. I don't like that I can hear these things. But I'm really not concerned about shotgun shells anymore, if you can't tell. We're at the point in the game where it's just like, I have like 30 shotgun shells. That's more than I need. Especially since I'm about to dump the shotgun off. Because we're gearing up for a boss fight. We're gearing up for the end. So we're gonna dump you off. We're gonna dump you off. We're gonna keep the grenade launcher. We're also gonna grab the self-defense gun and the Magnum. And just to be on the safe side, we're gonna grab another full heal and save real quick. Because I don't want to be cocky. I don't want to have to clip this on Twitch later going, I think we're fine with all we have. And then have to make a clip of me failing miserably. Alright, let's be real. I do kind of want to make that clip, but that's not the point. I think those are funny. By the way, check out my TikTok. It's linked right up there. Not linked, it's... I'm figuring this out on my own. It's not linked, but like... the name's up there. Alright. Let's go take an elevator ride. Down to the bottom level. It appears to be a control panel for the elevator. Press the switch. Yes. The elevator is working.
Jill.
Barry.
Barry.
Could have at least waited up for me, you know?
Let's go.
Oh, Barry. That trifling son of a bitch. Oh, we have some shotgun shells right here. I think it's time for the big guns. That's how small that gun is, by the way. Which I actually feel like I remember it being smaller in the original. Or maybe it just, my mind has made it, my mind has shrunk it down over the years to make it even sillier. I mean, the real ones are probably about, like, yay big or so.
Wesker!
Thank you, Barry.
Barry.
Well, what do you know?
Oh, don't blame Barry for everything. I hear that his better half and 2 lovely daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
Wesker, you're pathetic.
Well, you shouldn't worry too much, dear. You'll be free of all this anyway.
Why eliminate stars?
Believe it or not, that's Umbrella's intention.
You're just a slave of Umbrella.
Smart girl, but I think you misunderstand me. The things you mention are nothing. I'll burn all of them along with this entire laboratory. Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry.
Barry's just
You
taking
gotta
orders
love
like a
Barry.
bitch.
He must really be afraid of Umbrella.
You and Umbrella took his family. You bastard. Oh!
Umbrella? Well, I used some carrots and sticks to cow him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used Barry for my personal interests. Though both you and Barry seem to think I was following Umbrella's orders.
What? What are you planning?
I guess it's time for show and tell.
The Tyrant. Like, I don't fully understand Wesker's plan here.
It's magnificent.
Also,
For the
why does he
sake of
sound like he
this
wants to fuck
thing.
the Tyrant?
You know, I hate goodbyes.
Like,
Barry!
also, why is mustache twirling ass Wesker
Me?
No,
like
you're not
straight
to
up
blame.
like,
It's
I finished
Umbrella
telling
and
you my evil
Wesker.
plan, now to kill
Even if it
you,
meant my family,
just in
I
time for
couldn't
somebody
bear
else to
turning
save
my
her.
back on my friends again.
So that's twice now Barry had to shoot something and did not do it successfully. Like, he hit it, but just kind of like winged it. I'm counting that zombie in the beginning.
Damn it!
So this game does something mean. Oh,
Jill
I'm
and
sorry,
Barry
record cutscene.
together.
In hell.
You want a piece of me?
Barry, stop talking to the monster and shoot it.
Premature.
No, Barry! You viral cultured freak!
I like how the Tyrant turns and looks at her like, what do you call me? Oh, never mind it. Let me keep my weapon equipped. That's a self-defense gun. Probably should actually equip the weapon I just put ammo in. Oof. Oh, shit. Okay, we ain't doing great. This isn't the hardest fight, and realistically, if I used a Magnum, it would have been quicker. Like, I probably wouldn't have had to move the second time. But I had the grenade launcher, might as well use it. What a pathetic way to die. He's holding something. Observation note. The discovery of the Z virus was in fact 21 years after the administration of the progenitor virus. The prototype parasite, which we had delivered from a laboratory in France, was administered to a sample specimen. The sample specimen took in the parasite without showing any signs of adverse reaction. Pardon me. The lack of any reaction was an unsolved mystery, but now everything is clear to me. The prototype parasite was incubated in the sample specimen body for 21 years. Then, from that incubating state, the prototype suddenly mutated. Evolved, maybe a more appropriate word to describe it. This observation gave me more insight in my research. Through further modification and testing, I was able to derive a method to create the Z that surpasses the performance of the T. This was the breakthrough that would change the future of the BOW's history. I can't wait to see the look on Alexia's annoying face when I finally announce my research, but unfortunately, I'll have to wait a few more years to completely verify my findings. William Birkin. So yeah, it's your little Resident Evil 0 Code Veronica 1 tie-in there. Although I guess Progenitor did come up earlier. A panel used to release the emergency electronic lock. Release the lock. So, I just prefer to head over and do that before I go and do the Barry thing. Saves a trip. But we got Barry over here. Let's see if he's okay.
Barry! Barry! You're okay.
Jill, sorry. That was careless of me.
Yeah. Your gun
Wesker.
shoots from a distance. You didn't have to run up on it.
He's gone.
First, let's just get out of here.
What? We fought the tyrant. For the first time. We're gonna have to do it once more. Oh no.
Wesker must have set it off. Let's hurry.
We are now... Pardon me. We are now in a staple of Resident Evil as a whole. Pardon me. So, self-destruct systems are a very Resident Evil thing. In my opinion, the best Resident Evil games end with a self-destruct system and a timer. Now, we are going to dump off a bunch of stuff we don't need. Like, for one, the survival, or the self-defense gun. We don't need that anymore. We're not going to need the grenade launcher or the acid rounds anymore, but we are going to grab the shotgun, another full heal, just in case another full heal, and an ink ribbon. We're going to save real fast, and then we're going to start heading towards the exit in an orderly fashion. Like the computerized lady in the sky says. But we're gonna dump that. We're gonna actually equip a weapon. And I also realized I didn't grab shotgun shells. But let's proceed to the exit. Always make sure, on your way out, you have at least one open item slot. Realistically, you have everything you need to finish this fight if you've picked up stuff like I have. Like, you aren't going to really need much of anything. Like, in all reality, I grabbed the shotgun solely to deal with these. Like, but you shouldn't need much of anything. And we aren't on a timer yet, so you can take as long as you want getting upstairs. Like, we're gonna explore this, this mode disc door real quick. Just release all three of the levers, which takes 3 individual times of going through that little text prompt, which is annoying. And it unlocks that door. Let's go see what the big deal with all that was, and what's important about it. Everything's all red emergency lights. What could be down here? The lock is released, so let's go ahead in.
Jill,
Chris, you're okay.
glad to see you are too. Anything on Wesker?
We'll talk later. First, let's get going.
It's Chris Redfield. Good old Chris Redfield. The other playable character. But you've saved him. Well, for almost close to saving him. So it automatically walks you out here, but there is actually stuff in this room. Particularly, pack of shotgun ammo. So we're gonna grab those real quick and go ahead back out. And I like that little thing where it's a security camera is the camera the player's looking through. Alright. But now we head back up. And apparently Chris is gonna get really confused about making that corner. But we're gonna keep on going. This part of the game is like particularly loud too. Like I'm kind of like nervous about my audio levels, but they look fine. A lot of talking over talking, so I'm a little worried. But we'll see how it goes. YOLO, as the kids say. Well, we're just running up. We're at B2. We have to get to B1. Oh, we're coming up on time. Don't worry, we're gonna beat it tonight. But
Come on,
that
come on.
almost looks like it was. I picked the right amount of time to do this. Like 1 hour increments seems to have worked pretty well. But there's a bunch of stuff in here you probably really don't need. But like I said, hopefully you saved before this point. Because we are getting up to the point of no return. I think we might actually be past it. I've never actually tried to go back.
Just give me a sign. I repeat, this is your last chance.
Brad's telling us he's running out of fuel and can't keep hanging out looking for us. We got Chris and Barry behind us. Jill and her boys. We have a thing in the middle of the walkway here, so it must be important. And it almost seems like they want to make sure you have an item slot open. By making sure you take that.
3 minutes to detonation.
And now, the timer.
Damn it! We're almost there! Jill, you just get in contact with Brad.
No!
We can make it. Jill, ladies first.
Chris!
Would you let me have my moments too?
All right. We'll rendezvous at the heliport.
Like, I still don't understand the function of having them run off. And I love the cinematography of the shot of the elevator coming down and shining the light on her face through the grate. And then this shot here through the grate and with the lights. I think they all look really good, but you'll notice the timer's going. I have no control over anything right now. Tough. This boss fight ain't gonna take too long, hopefully. Famous last words. But pick up this. They're signal rockets, you'll need them. And don't bother even moving, running around, nothing. Just fire them. And I also realized I haven't checked my health since I got hit 3 or so times by the tyrant in the last fight. So, hope I'm okay.
Jill!
You made it.
Yep. Like I said, they could have just rode the elevator up with us initially. I don't understand why it was like a wait. We have to kill Tyrant again. So, this is kind of a thing. Alright, Joe, get up. I know I made a joke about it a minute ago, but yeah, we're gonna pull a couple of those. Oof. Tyrant is quick and hits hard. I mean, yeah, he's already knocked me back down. I must have been at full health. Like I had to have been at full health when he hit me the first time. But fight's pretty much over.
Kill it, whatever it
Well,
is.
pretty much. I have to successfully pick this up and use it, as Brad just put. As he strikes me. There we go. We've beaten it. Let's enjoy this last cutscene and savor it. Brad came and picked us up. Daybreak. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. We killed the tyrant. Brad's picked us up. Something else. We're escaping, flying away. What is it? What am I for? Oh, yeah. The explosion. But here we have it. The good ending. Joe falling asleep, Barry checking his gun, Brad flying. The last 4 stars members. As far as this continuity is concerned. Technically, there's another. And they fly off into the sunset. Let's go ahead and see how I did. I was worried I couldn't skip that for a minute.
You did a fine job.
5.5 hours. I killed 89 creatures. I used 290 rounds, 19 ink ribbons, and 17 health items. Not the worst. I've done better. But we unlocked the closet key. And we are going to override this one here with our cleared data. Because I may come back and do a, I'll probably do it on Switch, but back out to the main menu. And holy crap, I timed that almost perfectly. So, there we are. So what did y'all think? What did everyone think of Resident Evil? Like, this is one of my favorite games. Like I said, I've been playing it since it came out on the GameCube in 2002, and before that I was playing the original back in 1996, when it came out. I love these games. I think they are great games, I think they are a ton of fun, and I think that they still hold up fairly well, especially this one with how cleaned up everything was. The only things I noticed that weren't particularly good looking were the, like, pre-rendered cutscenes during the game. Like, those all kind of looked a little more compressed than they needed to be. But everything else, like, from what I understand, those backgrounds that they used, the original intention was to make the game in 3D, not pre-rendered. So those backgrounds were all composites made in big, giant, massive files, and then downscaled. So them upscaling it to 4K, 1080, you know, the modern formats that's available in now, they had the latitude from the original files, which they still had, to do that. And I think it really paid off because everything in that game looked really good. They cleaned up the character models, they cleaned up the item models, everything looked phenomenal. The acting, while still campy, is more consistent. I think that they did a great job of this. I think they did a great job of this remake. So, and I'll go into my story stuff in about 5 episodes. When I finish Chris, we'll do that as part of his wrap-up, because this one's going to be about, like, the presentation. And I think that they did a great job. I really enjoy how they did everything in this. I really enjoy the presentation of this game. And it's one that you can pick up cheap if you want to play it. If you're interested in it and you haven't played it before, it is not expensive. And they added extra game modes and all. There's a lot of, like, post-game stuff if you're somebody like me who replays a game over and over and over again. So I highly recommend it. It's been fun. Now, we're getting ready to get out of here. It's about 12:30. I've been going for about an hour. I think it's a good place to end it. But before you go, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for watching the VOD. If you're so inclined, my socials are on the screen. Go ahead and follow me. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to see you out there. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're nice little short post end of your day streams, usually about an hour. We do a little, we do a consistent playthrough. On Sundays, 3-hour stream, 7:30 p.m. Eastern until about 10:30 at night. We play vintage games, first looks. Right now, I think I'm doing, I'm going to finish up, or I'm going to start probably Chris for Resident Evil Director's Cut, the original. And I'll probably do his campaign for 2 weekends, and it'll be fun. You should join us. Like I said, if you come in, feel free to hop and chat. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to lurk, thank you for lurking too. Hang out and view. But I hope everyone has a good night. Take it easy.